Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to this great presentation. This is the Favor and the Famine Efficiency Framework, How to Thrive During a Recession. And I know there's so many things out there, so many articles, and so many things that's happening in day-to-day life. And with the things in the news, as far as what's affecting our wallets, what's affecting our pockets, the war with Iran, the Iranian war, it's affecting the oil prices, which is in turn affecting the gas prices, making the gas prices per gallon go up. Here in my area, it's almost $4. It's like, yeah, 370. And even with the interest rates, even with the groceries, those prices are still relatively high. And there's a lot of trepidation about what's going on in the economy as far as unemployment and the mass layoffs by these huge companies, these big tech companies. And I was led to get this framework together. The idea of the wisdom. I was given this assignment to share with others how to thrive, how to prepare, because a lot of times we don't plan on being left behind. We don't plan on quote unquote failing or being put in a compromising position. Sometimes we just don't have the wisdom, we don't have the insight, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the necessary tools and information to prepare for that. So I'm here to give this information to help us, all of us, to be in a better position, to be able to put things in place in the right mindset, in the right position to be able to move forward before anything traumatic or anything drastic happens that can affect our income, that can affect our finances, that can affect our wealth and our family. So, with that being said, favor and famine, the famine efficiency framework, how to thrive during a recession. So, I'm gonna give you 10 steps. I'm gonna give you 10 things that we can do to prepare, that things that can help us, that can be advantageous, that can be very uh appealing and taking a big contribution into putting us stepping a step forward, regardless of what's going on, regardless what the economy is doing. So, first thing is recession is a mindset. Recession is not the end. It's a filter. So position yourself. Don't panic. So a lot of times there's cycles in the stock market. There's cycles in the economy where there's the quote unquote prosperity era or the prosperity cycle, and then there's a reset or a downturn, and then there's a recession. So it all is cyclical, and it's all in ways that we can do things that can position us, and that affects everything. With things have to reset and things have to go in certain cycles. So with the recession, yes, it can be panicking. It could cause some uh trepidation or cause some hesitation and panic mode, but don't fret. Use this opportunity. A lot of times there's so many people that use opportunities like these to thrive and to pivot and to adjust and position their future to be put in a better position on a different trajectory and a different landscape and a different incline. So just stay tuned, stay calm, use wisdom, use faith, don't fret. So here's 10 principles to thrive. So the 10 principles are strategy, cash flow, discipline, income, skills, time, resources, relationships, data, and most importantly, faith. Because you can have all these things, but if you do not have faith, then faith, then then all the other things are not going to complement each other. All the things are not going to come into place. All the other aspects and principles are not going to be helpful or useful without having that belief, without having that foundation of faith. And also, the Bible says, the scripture says, faith without works is dead. So yes, it is very important. It's very imperative to have faith, but it's also very important to have the works and the information and all these principles to apply for it to be applicable in our lives to be put in a position where we can thrive, that we can not only tread water and stay afloat, but we can actually be fruitful and be efficient, and we could be uh, in a position that can help our family, that can help ourselves to succeed. So, principle number one, strategy over survival. I know a lot of these times, and including myself, where even my wife and I, we were watching a great show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Paradise. Sterling K. Brown is a phenomenal actor and the writer creator for This Is Us as Paradise. Great show. We tune in every week on Hulu. So check it out when you can. But with that being said, there were certain things that make me think, not but I had to catch myself when it's not a fearful mindset, but in a proactive preparation mindset. Because not to give too much away, but there's certain things that happen where it's like, man, there's scenarios where that could be like an apocalypse. There could be like the end of the world, and it all makes sense in the show. And it's such a great show. So much, like, it's so good. So please check it out. But with that being said, I was like, man, we might like, and we actually did. We looked online and we got like an emergency supply of food. And where it's like, it doesn't, it's like the shelf life is like for 25 years, like just in case something happens, like if the world temporary, temporarily, or I don't want to say permanently, but if something happens where it's kind of like COVID 2020 all over again, we can have something on hand, or even if it's more traumatic, we can have something on hand where we can have food, have things that can be sustainable for us to eat and for us to ingest. So with that being said, there's strategy over survival. So it's not just surviving, but it's using tools, it's using wisdom, divine wisdom, to have a strategy that could put us above and ahead. So don't just, yes, day by day, get through the day, but also think long term. Think long term ahead. Okay, this is not going to last forever. This is not going to be bad. Like there's good days, and I mean that's life. There's good days and there's bad days. There's joys and triumphs, and there's tribulations and and downfalls. There's peaks and there's valleys. So you just gotta actually tell people this. Some of my coworkers, there's peaks and valleys. You gotta ride the wave, because some people are so uncomfortable when it's things are going too good, and they gotta shake things up. They gotta stir things up to make it be where it's like chaotic. Like they can't thrive unless it's chaotic. And when it's chaotic, don't get too overwhelmed. Just ride the wave. So think long term. Ride the wave, calm down, don't freak out, use wisdom, be cautious, be precautious, but don't be fearful. Think long term. Build systems. It's so important because we're not omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? Like God, like we can't be everywhere at one time. We can't do everything. We're getting older. Like time is such an infinite resource. It's such a valuable resource. And it's something that there is something that limits us is our physical ability. We can't do the same thing that we could when we were 18 or 21 or 25. Like our muscles tighten up, our muscles sore up, or our bones get stiffer. Our 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 energy output is not the same. So we have to build systems. We have to be efficient. We have to be um, effective. And the third aspect under this principle is avoid emotional decisions. We're all human. We all have emotions. I'm not going to negate that. I'm not going to dismiss that. And, if we make emotional decisions, it's okay, but observe it, to acknowledge it, observe it, and just turn from it. You're like, okay, I'm having this feeling, just vocalize it, acknowledge it. Don't try to neglect it or try to run away from it, but acknowledge it. Okay, I'm having an anxious moment. I'm having a panic moment, but I'm not going to let it overwhelm me. I'm not going to let it overtake me. And get through it, release it, let it go. Whether that's journaling, whether that's writing, whether that's singing, whether that's dancing, whether that's working out. Working out is good. Journaling is one of my favorite things to do, whether that's praying, just something. Get that emotion out, but don't make emotional decisions that you will regret, that can cause remorse. And that's hard to come back from. That's hard to bounce back from. And two, master your cash flow. That's something that I'm learning. I'm still learning. Master the cash flow. It's not always about how much money you make. It's about how is that thing flowing? And it's balancing what's coming in and maintaining what's going out, which basically means is, okay, track how much you make and try to capitalize on how much you're making and be a good steward of what we have and track our expenses weekly, track what we're spending our money on, track where our money's going. There's so many times, so many people, including myself, I've been guilty of it in the past where I would not be aware, I would not be diligent, I would not be on top of where my money's going. Like, this is my money, this is our money. We tell it where to go. Money is a piece of paper. Money cannot go anywhere or do anything that's ours unless we direct it where to go, unless we tell it where to go. It can't just do anything on its own. So we have to track it. We have to be the stewards. And the second point with this person is assign every dollar a purpose. And what that means is, okay, it is wise to have different bank accounts, and I'll get into that later. But okay, for every dollar I make, the wise thing is, I believe it's the 50-30-20 rule. And it's okay, 50% is going into necessities. 30% is going into wants. I'm just, necessities, 50%. Okay, my bills, my expenses, my mortgage or my rent, my light bill, my water bill, my gas bill, insurance, yada, yada, yada. That 30% is just what you want. Going out, eating out, going on dates with your spouse, hanging out with your friends, going to the movies, just enjoying life, going to a concert or something. And then that 20% goes to investing. So that goes into, okay, I'm gonna invest this into stock markets. I'm gonna invest this into, and I'm also get into this on a separate video, but go to elaborate on this. I'm gonna put this in the index funds. I'll put this into an account for index funds, for stocks and for bonds and for ETFs, which are exchange traded funds. I'm gonna put it into real estate. Even if it's not physical real estate, which requires a lot of cash, you can put it into REITs, real estate investment trust, and you can get that through brokerage accounts as well. And so for every dollar, like I said, that 50%, 30%, 20%. So for every dollar, okay, 50 cents goes into my necessities, my bills. 30% goes into my wants, just using it on having fun, enjoying life, because we got to balance. That last 20 cents is using that to invest. And the Bible talks about that too. Even Jesus had a parable about that, about uh, the men with the talents. So, number three, during the recession, it's so important to eliminate as many liabilities as you can. I've been tracking, me and my wife been tracking our expenses, and I've been looking at I mean, they call me El Cheapo. So in that frugal, I wouldn't say I'm cheap, I'm frugal. Now, of course, when I'm having fun or I'm spending money on my family, on my wife, or my kids, you know, I'm not pinching like I'm not splurging. I'm not being frivolous. I'm not being irresponsible, but I'm enjoying. I'm not getting attention. I'm not being the Debbie Downer or nothing. But I'm gonna be real for myself. I am a little, I pinch pennies. I just enjoy finding good deals. I actually get that from my pops and our brothers as well. I enjoy finding good deals and discounts and being able to save money. I really get a kick out of that. I get an excitement. It's like, I enjoy it. Um, but I noticed where I compare different rates from different insurance companies. I realized I was paying like so twice as much as I needed to for my previous insurance company. And I was like, man, I even told my wife, I'm looking at it like, man, it's because, it goes up every year. And it's not like they give you like a heads up or a, um, a very visible or very direct notification. If they do, it's like on some fine print type stuff, or it's like indirect or subtle. So I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at the bank statements like, man, this went up like twice as much since you started with them. So I started shopping around. Found one company, a great, uh, reputable company that be on TV, that be on commercials. And I'm talking about cut, cut my insurance bill in half for car insurance and for home insurance. And I'm looking at, okay, unnecessary subscriptions. Another thing, we had so many subscriptions, we weren't even using like, all right, get that. Okay, cable, we don't need that. We don't even watch cable. Got me an antenna, a nice antenna, so I can have the basic channels to watch my NBA, NCAA, NFL, everything else is streaming. So reduce, and another point, so cut unnecessary expenses. And the second thing is reduce high interest debt. Man, this is such a powerful lesson because even the Bible says a lender, you will lend to many nations of profit. Uh, you will lend to many nations to borrow from now, but it also says the the lender, the borrower is slave to the lender. And what that means is, and I'm like, man, that is so powerful because looking at it, debt, like let's say there's most of the credit card, especially credit card debt, there's like 20 to 25% based on your credit score. It's ain't 18 to 25, 27. Right in the middle, even if you have good credit, it's around that 20% mark of the APY, the annualized percentage yield or something like that, and other fees with the credit card. But that big chunk of that, it takes so much out of your money. And I had to learn, okay, to leverage it wisely if I'm going to use that. It's not going to be a first option. It's going to be like, okay, this is a last resort or a different resort, but it's going to be leverage business wise to invest in other assets. But the better alternative is to not pay debt, is to receive, I'm sorry, yeah, it's to not pay interest, it's to receive interest. Like you lend things out to others or you invest into high yield savings accounts or even compound interest in from the dividends from stocks and things of that nature. So eliminate liabilities, track your expenses. Once you track your expenses, eliminate as many liabilities as possible. So number four, increase income streams. There's so many different ways and I heard before and it's so true. We as humans are not really as creative until we're put in a stressful, slick, I don't want to use the word compromising, but pretty much when our backs up against the wall. That's when our antennas go up. That's when It shows, okay, who's got the eye of the tiger, who's got that, that line in their chest, who's not gonna fold, but who's gonna stand up under pressure. And there's so many ways that we can do this, whether and especially like nowadays, like I'm gonna be real, like we spoiled. Like back in the day, not only growing up for me, but like even back in the day, like there weren't as many opportunities as we do now. Like we can just pick up with this, we can pick up our phone, we can Uber, we can Lyft, we can do DoorDash, we can do Uber Eats, we can do Amazon, where we don't have to always wait on applying for a job and wait to hear back from somebody, cold calling companies. Hey, you hiring? Hey, I'm calling for my resume. Hey, there's so many things we can do in between to gain extra income, even when we have a job. And the number two is monetize your skills. We have so many skills that we don't realize that we can use that people will that provide value for other people that they will not only help other people, that they're willing to pay us. Whether that's writing, ghostwriting, coaching, consulting, financial advice, whether it's painting, whether it's cooking, whether it's event planning, whether it's making apparel and t-shirts, whether it's giving fitness advice. I mean, you can name it. Um, Monetize the skills that you have and promote that, advertise that, provide value, and eventually that right door will open for you. 5, invest in high ROI skills. And ROI is return on investment. And focus on things like, as I'm saying, so like sales. Those sales, marketing, communication, those are the big three. And I ain't talking about Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. I'm talking about those are the big three in any business, in any company. You need to know how to communicate to your customers to know what they want and what they need. Communicate with your employees and your stakeholders. You need marketing to put your business out there, and you need to know how to make sales. Invest and focus and invest on those three skills. And the new one is the new technology, the new technological goal, which is AI, artificial intelligence. Learn as much as you can. Watch YouTube videos, take courses, even just play around with it. You got Chat GBT. I've been rocking with that for a while. I'm actually leaning towards the Claude. That sounds like somebody's uncle. Yeah, by Anthropic, I believe. And they say that's pretty good. So I'm using that as well. I'm learning from that. Be familiar with it. Don't be intimidated by it. Research on it. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. Use high or ROI skills and watch what that can be. 6, maximize your time. Time is such a invaluable, underrated commodity. If we lose money, you know, God gives us the power to obtain wealth. We're able to make more money. We can't get time back. The time doesn't stop ticking. We can't go back last year. We can't go back yesterday. We can't go back last week. Thankfully, we can move forward, but we have to maximize our time. Be wise with the time that we're given. I'm talking about even today. Like I didn't get that much sleep last night. I'm kind of tired all day working. Spent time with my kids and my wife. And I had the option. That's actually the game's actually on behind me. The NCAA is blurred out. I got the NCAA game on behind me. I started watching a little bit of it after I ate and after the kids went to bed. And my wife's Preston. I said, you know what? This would be a perfect time. Have that focus, have that quiet atmosphere where I can make this video to provide value for other people. Prioritizing income producing activities and eliminate distractions. I'm not saying don't enjoy life. I mean, we need balance. We need to be able to and spend time in things that we enjoy, watching movies, watching shows, watching basketball, watching sports. But I said, you know what? I'm going to watch a little bit, but I'm gonna use this time because I don't know if I'm gonna have this opportunity anytime soon. Because I always say every night, oh, I want to make me a video. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to make me. But I end up, something pops up and I don't capitalize. I had not always capitalized on. I say, you know what? Let me push through the tiredness. Let me go ahead and make this video. Hey, I'm going to be so much happier tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, by the way, in real time right now. After work tomorrow, yeah, I know I got a busy weekend with my family, but it's very important. But I can catch up on my rest later. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't talking about no hustle culture type stuff where you neglect your health, your emotional health, your physical health, mental health, and spiritual health. No, I'm not saying that. I ain't talking about, I can sleep when I die. I'm not talking about that. Get your rest, get your sleep, let your body recover, let your mind recover, drink water, eat healthy, get the right nutrients in. But you have to sacrifice here and there. Eliminate distractions, capitalize on time. That's given. Use what you have. You don't need, I realized, and God revealed to me, you know, just like when Moses kept saying, God called him and told him, like, I want you to go and let my people go. I want you to go and lead hundreds, thousands of people into the promised land. Moses kept down himself but kept questioning God. He was like, I'm not a good speaker. God said, I got you. I'm gonna help you speak. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Aaron to help you communicate. And he was like, well, I ain't got this. He was like, throw, throw, throw your rock down, throw your staff down. God used it to turn it into different things that was gonna help him in the face of the emperor, of the Pharaoh, David. He tried to beat when he faced Goliath. They tried to put the armor on him, and it was too big for him. It was too heavy. He was like, "No, I don't need this. This ain't me. I got my slingshot. I got my rock. I got my guy. I'm good." And he took Goliath out. He took Goliath out, clean out, leverage, and even to make it practical. I don't have no fancy, and now, MacBooks are good. My wife got a MacBook, and I even said, let me go ahead and use yours. But I got me. My deal still works, and it ain't as good as Mac as Apple products. And I ain't, just keep it real. But I'm using what I have. I'm using, uh, I think this is Microsoft Slides or Google Slides. I'm using what I have. I don't have the Pyro. I don't have, you know, podcast mic. I got the AirPods. I'm using what I have, leverage my existing tools, skills, my communication, my knowledge, my phones, my laptop, my camera, OBS, and network with other people, with other great like-minded people. Iron sharpens iron. Number 8, strategic relationships. I've been getting out of my comfort zone and encouraging other people to get out of their comfort zone to have healthy, conducive, mutually benefiting, genuine relationships, work relationships, friendly relationship. I got a friend group where we just hang out. We're able to just talk about life, about family, about you know day-to-day things, and even in business. Planned strategic relationships. We collaborate, people. I know in our culture, unfortunately, in our community, it's me, me, me. It's almost crabs in a barrel. Like, I got it. Like, you got to get yours. I got to get mine. No, let's get our hearts together. That's what other cultures are doing. That's what other communities are doing. How come we're playing against each other? That's another topic for another day. But collaborate and create value with others. We can create so much more impact if we're doing things together. We're doing things in unity, unified, collectively. as a community, as a group, versus one versus one versus one. No, this ain't one v one. This is we're building a community. We're building an empire. We're building a. I like the word community. The community is more positive. It's more uh appealing to me because the community is where you got each other's back. You know each other. Y'all hand in hand. Y'all arm to arm. Y'all are shoulder to shoulder. Got each other's arms wrapped around each other. So use strategic relationships. Number 9, this is so important. I've actually learned this in my um, small business administration class uh, from my uh, in my SBA class that I'm taking. That's even given to us about the church. That's so rich and it's so. I mean, this has been phenomenal. Take time to sit back and to rest. And in your rest, track your performance. Set goals. Like don't do things aimlessly. Have a plan in place. Write the vision, like the Bible says, write the vision down and make it plain on the tablets and run with it. No, it tarries, won't delay. It'll tarry not. So with that, measure your performance. You not only have goals, make the goals, but you can't just be on the go all the time. You gotta sit back and track your results. Otherwise, you just moving aimlessly in an ocean, not even know which direction you're going, not even know what progress you're making. Measure your performance. Add KPIs, which is key performance indicators. You have to track your progress. What's working over here? What's not working? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Where am I gaining traction? Where am I not gaining traction? Make data driven decisions. That is so key in any business, in life, in your finances, in day to day. Make data driven decisions and track so you can adjust, you can pivot, see what's working, and have that implemented and make the arrangements and adjustments. Because you can't do the same thing and just be rigid and not being able to move and to be able to, okay, this is working over here, this is not working over here. Let me do something like this. Let me collaborate with somebody so I can be better at this. And that's another point too. Surround your people, like-minded people, or people that where you sharpen each other. But don't be afraid to have people who are better at you in some things or who are smarter at you in some areas because you can't get better. Whenever we play ball, my brothers were coaches. It told me, it's no point of you playing people that you know you're going to beat. You need to play against older people. You need to play against better people so you can be better. They can challenge you to make you better, to have you improve, to push you hard, to see where you're not so great and you can find ways to adapt and adjust and to improve your game. Same thing in life. Surround yourself with mentors and older, same age, or even younger, like-minded people, so people who are better than you in certain things you can learn from. Put the ego down and learn from each other. Help each other. So track your data. And most importantly, discipline and faith. Stay consistent and spiritually grounded. Like I said earlier, faith is the foundation of all of it. If you have all these things, but you don't have faith, you don't believe, it's there's no point. It's it's not gonna work. It's useless. All it takes is a faith size of a mustard seed. Now I'm not saying you can just, okay, I'm gonna have faith, I'm gonna have $1 million right now in my hand right now. No, it has to be according to the will and the plan and the purpose of God in our lives at the right time and the right seasons. That's why it's important to stay connected with Him. Spend time in prayer. Spend time reading the Word. Don't just spend time in. in articles. Yes, read articles about business or about the news. Spend more time, the most amount of time in the word, praying to God, talking to God, and being in tune with Him, being in alignment with Him. Stay consistent and spiritually grounded. It takes discipline and it takes faith. And I'm telling you, it's all going to work together for good. So the execution plan, apply daily habits. Write your goals down. Get you one of the boards. If you have the boards up here, my wife has like 2 or 3 of them. She's awesome as far as organization is write down things, write down goals. And able to it makes a big difference to be able to see the visual, to visualize what your goals are, what your progress is, what your metrics are, what's working, what's not working. What are you feeling? Like apply these daily habits and be able to review them, review weekly and adjust monthly. And I'm telling you, look up in the next few weeks, next few months, a month from now, a few months from now, you'll look back like, man, I'm making so much progress just by making these habits, just by applying these principles, just by making these sacrifices. So call to action. If you enjoyed this, follow me on Facebook at Andrew Scott and follow my YouTube page at Andrew S. Scott TV. Subscribe, hit the like button, repost this to as many people as you can. I want to get this information out to as many people as you can. And also join the Favor and the Famine boot camp I have coming up and class, master class, of course, that I have coming up. But Favor and the Famine boot camp is coming soon, where I can go more into detail about this, where I can have interactive conversations with clients, with customers, with our community, with our Favor family. So not only where I'm just speaking and teaching like this, but I can interact with different individuals virtually via Zoom or something like that, or Microsoft Teams or something, where it's not one way. It's a mutual. It's a dialogue where it's not like a monologue. So it's very interactive and it's very um, engaging at where I have PDFs, where I have checklists, where I have workbooks, where I have things of that nature. So that's coming up soon. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Andrew S. Scott TV. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook. Comment favor wherever wherever this is being posted. Facebook, YouTube, the TikToks, and all that. I don't sound over right there, but comment, favorite to get started. Like, subscribe, and share. Stay encouraged, stay in faith, apply these 10 principles, and see how much progress you will make. Sign up, join the Favorite Family Bootcamp for more details coming soon. Y'all stay blessed.